PokeClass is sponsored by CollectorsCash.com, your #1 online store for all you need for the Pokemon trading card game. They have all the top competitive and collector's cards on the market at prices you won't find lower anywhere else. Whether you're after tins and packs from the current format, or just looking for those hard to get primes to finish off your deck, Collector's Cash is your place to go. Make sure you check them out at www.collectorscash.com.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 52 of PokeClass. Just last weekend, we travelled up to Nottingham for the first state championships of the season. Over in the US, you were all playing out in your regional championships, but since we don't have those, the states window was just made a lot wider, therefore we have one so early in the season. The shop ended up having a completely full house, so here is my report for the day. The season so far has actually been quite difficult since every good player in the UK has been attending even the Battle Roads because of the Championship Points rush, but this tournament was going to be even harder. At Worlds last year, 8 players from the UK earned their place and competed, and 6 of them turned up for this tournament, including Tom Hall, Tommy Roberts, the Armstead brothers and Sami Sekkoum. So this was going to be tough. I started this tournament with just 2 championship points from the Prague Cup, but I was ranked first in the UK through ELO, so I was looking to up both my ELO and my championship points at this tournament. I went with exactly the same build of Reshiram Typhlosion as I took to top 32 at Prague, and we sat down having 6 rounds of Swiss and a top 8. First round I was against a guy called Dan Norton, who I'd known of but never met in real life. He mulliganed straight away, and to my dismay I see a Gothitelle and a bunch of Psychic Energy. I had no way to counter Gothitelle when it was completely set up, so I was worried that I got paired against one straight away. I crucially win the flip and get to work on building up my field before Gothitelle hits the field. Luckily for me, he can only get out a single Reuniclus before Train Lock, which gave me the opportunity to drag it up with Catcher and KO it with Blue Flare while I had Typhlosions on the field. From here, he just can't hit the supporters he needs to get more than one Solosis on the bench at a time, and I catch up both of them for KOs before they can become anything more. From here, all he has to do is deck me out by using Max Potion before I can take my last prize, which would have worked, but I had saved my Ponce for this, and I'm able to shuffle in massive hands to keep my deck there and to take my last prize. At this point, I had definitely dodged a bullet and feeling pretty good about beating what most people call an auto loss in the first round. Next round, I'm up against Tommy Roberts, who is yet again playing Gothitelle with Serperior, so it's 2 in a row for me. So there really isn't a lot to say about this game. I start Vulpix, which is great against Gothitelle because of the low HP basics they run, and I have the donk in hand, but I go second and he starts Snivy. If I had gone first, I would have been able to take the donk, but that's how it goes sometimes. I managed to get the early KO on his Snivy anyway, so that means that at least half of his heal method is out of the question. Then I use Sage's Trading and hit 3 Typhlosions. This means at least one is going to the discard pile, and I need to get one of these out to have a chance. He hits the twins he needed through Tropical Beach to set up, and it's pretty much good game from there, with me having no Typhlosions in play. I guess hitting 2 Gothitelles isn't too bad in the first 2 rounds, and 1-1 isn't a record to be unhappy about so early in the tournament. I need to finish 5-1 to have a definite top cut spot, so I was on to round 3 to try and carry on. Round 3 I'm paired against Liz Roberts, Tommy's mum, and she's playing a variant of Chinchino with Kingdra Prime to add damage. I need to get a quick setup here to avoid constant do the waves, and it doesn't help that I start with a lone Cleffa. She just misses a donk by a single plus power, and I'm free to take a fairly average setup through the use of Eek. After a few turns of eking on both sides, I managed to get an attacking Typhlosion into play while she struggles to set up any Chinchinos. I see that she starts putting double colourless on a bench Sieger, which means she runs the bad Kingdra, but it can cause me trouble, so I catch her up when it's ready to be evolved and KO it with Typhlosion twice. From here, her only real counter to my deck is gone, and I managed to take the rest of the prizes once fully set up with Reshiram. I'm happy to have avoided the donk and managed to get the win in the end on a fairly slow start that Chinchino usually takes full advantage of. On to the next round at 2-1. Round 4 I'm against Scott, a guy I'm pretty friendly with and have played before at Battle Roads earlier in the year. This match was a little bit more interesting for me since it was Tyram Mirror, something I have definitely tested out a lot. This game goes quite slowly on both sides, but I know it's the prize war that decides this game, so I need to get ahead in prizes as soon as possible. I'm given the opportunity to get a turn 2 Typhlosion and have the energy to start taking out Cyndaquils with Flare Destroy. I know this was risky because it was in range from a blue flare as soon as he was set up, but KOing 2 Cyndaquils definitely set him back a lot. The rest of the game went pretty standard and I used Ninetales to hit the resources I need to get the KOs before him, and I managed to take my last prize just before time was called. A very good game and I'm on to 3-1, dead set on getting top cut. Round 5 I get paired against Aiden, a guy I'm also friends with and have played before but in a previous format. Today he's playing Zekrom and I'm ready to take some revenge on how badly I usually perform against this deck. To be honest, this game was actually incredibly weird. We both take some early prizes through manual blue flares and Hurricane, but then the game kind of goes stale. We both can't find enough energy or any draw supporters to keep ourselves going, and we're both relying on top decks and small damage outrages for the most part of the game. As soon as a Typhlosion hits the field, it's captured up, which does slow me down, but I had to play it, and then time is called when we both have around 4 prizes left. I get the extra turn of time and need a single energy to take out a Tornadus on the bench, since he put a defender on his active Zekrom. I catch up the Tornadus and play Pon, hoping for just a single energy. I get it and then afterburner for a blue flare KO for the last prize of the game. Weird game, but I just managed to squeeze out the win and I'm on to 4-1, needing just one more win to guarantee me a top cut place. Last round and I'm definitely going to be up against it since I'm playing Ben Armstead, a player that has qualified for Worlds every single year that he's been playing, and he's piloting the Zekrom today. The game starts off slow with him having an awful starting hand, and I'm able to get rolling with multiple collectors after his first prize taking of Hurricane. From around turn 4 I have Typhlosion and Reshiram out using blue flare and a Tornadus, leaving him with just a Shaman and Pachirisu on the bench and a 0 card hand. He does actually take a prize with Pachirisu he put energy onto with its attack, but I'm able to return the KO after rescuing my Reshiram and placing it straight back down onto the field. The rest of the game just fizzles out for him and I manage to take all 6 prizes before time is called. At this point I'm on to 5-1 and guaranteed a top cut place. The only issue is that there are 2 Gothitels also in top 8, making it a very high chance that I'll be paired against one and my third of the day. I make cut in 4th place and I'm up against Max playing, you guessed it, Gothitelle. Now I don't mind playing Gothitelle because I've had a ton of testing against it and best of 3 is a little bit easier, but it was going to be hard to get the win out of this one. Game 1 I get to go first and have a pretty average start, however he starts with Pichu and Gothita and I'm able to get a double plus power and beat KO on his Pichu, leaving him with pretty much nothing to do. At around 8 minutes gone, all he has is a single Gothitelle active, and I'm able to take my time to take a prize on it with a 2-hit KO of Typhlosion. That ends game 1, but it did only last 10 minutes maximum after shuffling time. It was good that I won the first game, but because it didn't last long, the second game was going to have to be a long one if I had any chance of winning. Indeed, the second game was extremely long and took us to around 45 minutes. He gets the normal setup while I struggle to hit any form of Quilava, having to pluck one from the prizes to get a Typhlosion going. Unfortunately, I'm unable to Flare Destroy before he has the required energy, and he gets enough to even one-hit KO my Reshirams and I lose the game. Now there was still a chance for me to win this if I got at least one Typhlosion in before Trainer Lock, since I could just lock him out of getting Gothitelle set up in time. I missed the donk on his Pichu by just 1 plus power with Vulpix, and it's back to normal means of winning. I get a collector turn 2, but because of his Pichu start, it's incredibly unnecessary and he has all he needs for a decent setup. I take a prize on one of his Solosis and I think I've got him when he plays it down to a 1 card hand after benching a second Solosis, since it meant he didn't have twins with him. That last card was a Tropical Beach and he nets a massive 7 new cards to get that twins chain rolling next turn. From here, I struggle to get any Quilavas into play, and by the time I do, the prizes are tied and there isn't much I can do. The game goes until time and I have prized the last energy I need to get Flare Destroy going just a turn earlier on his Gothitelle. From here, I manage to flood his field of damage, forcing him to give me prizes as we head to time, but then he hits the Blissey drop he needs to take all my hard work away and then continue to take the last prize. So that's my tournament over and I come in at 6th place, netting me 5 more championship points and sitting me at 4th ranked in the UK by championship points, now with 7. I'm feeling good with my performance in the season so far and need to carry this on for cities that start in the new year. I hope you all had a great time at regionals and states, good luck in any cities that happen before then in the US, and next week I'm going to be taking a look at what Noble Victories has done to our current format. Thanks for watching this episode of PokeClass. Make sure you rate, comment and subscribe in the bottom left or top right hand corner in a second, and I'll see you all next week.